Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world. Dr. Pauline Crawford here, president of this amazing Rotary Club of Global Impact, and fabulous to see you all. And very pleased to have Dr. Mike there, even though he's going to be on without the screen, because Dr. Mike's been not very well, so we're all going to send prayers for your ongoing health. Just going to let Shankar in from Bangladesh as well. We got a good audience here, and just to set us going, I think we should just pause for a minute and think about all the people in Morocco who are suffering with this horrendous earthquake. And I know, Marty, we have a way of donating. If we you could tell us a little bit more about that. I think there is a special Rotary link to make donations if we want. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. As soon as I woke up that morning this weekend, I contacted the Casablanca Club, 4 clubs in Marrakesh, and also the district governor of District 9010, 9010, which is there in Algiers. That's the governor over, about 60 clubs, a vast swath there. They did respond within 1 hour. They're preparing a special donation fund and going to be sending that along for everybody. They were very, very surprised to hear from us, the first club in the world to contact them and say, hey, how can we best support you? And right now, of course, they recently came back and reminded me yesterday, the district governor's district office contacted me from the international officer and said, everything is focused on life saving right now, but there are people sleeping outside, and it's winter there, as you know. It's not like summertime or fall like we're experiencing on the upper portion of the earth. So more to follow on that, more to come, but they are in desperation. And the one thing this morning they said was they're only allowing aid from 4 countries to try to consolidate, like having 50, 60, 150 countries contacting them. So it's not a slight or derogatory against anybody to be insulting. They're trying to honestly deal with Libya now with 10,000 people that they can't find as well. So that particular zone and that particular governor has got their hands full because they just inherited Libya as well. So it's two devastating events in 1 week. And the one nice thing about Rotary is we're never waiting for the Red Cross to fly in. We're never waiting for government troops to parachute and land. Rotarians live there. They generally respond within 4 to 6 minutes. They're not waiting on UNICEF to show up, in 3 days. The good thing about Rotary with 46,000 clubs in 205 countries is we're on the scene generally within 4 to 6 minutes. And it's amazing. We're not waiting for Army troops to show up and provide aid. And thank you so much, Pauline.
Fantastic, yes. And that is the great thing about Rotary, that we are everywhere in the world and that we can draw into those resources wherever we are. And I think it's very important. We were just sharing with Karina before you all arrived that our club is amazing. We are small but dynamic and dangerous in the world. We get everywhere. And we have many, many countries within our, I think it's just over 30 members, but we do have a large percentage of females and minority groups, which is wonderful. And my mission is to help enlighten the world with a new mindset for authentic harmony and to educate men and women to really, truly understand each other and co-create a much more healthy, inclusive, wonderful world. And I was just going to, before we start, invite our president-elect for next year, Patty, to give us a couple of words about how she is seeing the world.
Thank you.
Oh, we've frozen.
Pauline, and I do want to apologize in advance. The mass email that we sent out yesterday, I was having horrendous, severe technical issues, so I did not provide that link to donate. I apologize. However, if you're, in our friends group or you follow us on social, we'll be sharing it on those platforms as well. Nonetheless, I'm very happy to say that me and Shank have been partnering together, as he's going to be the next secretary. He's the secretary-elect. So Shanker, we're doing really great work together. It's been a pleasure working with him. Also, I want to bring a little attention to the 50-50, because not only do you have a chance to win on November 14th, a prize if you buy the $5 tickets, you also are contributing to our club, so we could go ahead and use those funds for things like these disasters and, all the great things that we're doing. So I do want to bring attention to the 50-50. And again, thank you to Shanker for his patience yesterday while I was having severe.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Shankar. Thank you, Patty. And we do have the honor to have two speakers today. We're very honored to have Karina Murray and Shrenik Shah. I hope I pronounced that right. And Ritu is just popped in on the screen. Thank you, Ritu, who's our event chair. And we've had some wonderful organization between herself and Isiak, who's there putting our posters and everything together. So I would like to invite our two speakers to come on. We would like to start with Karina, who doesn't have a slideshow. We're going to just hear her wonderful news from Dublin, Ireland. I said that with an Irish accent. I'm sorry about that. And then we will have Shrenik Shah, which I think you've got a presentation which we'll get to. So we're going to give you 15 minutes, please, to keep in time so we can also share some questions with yourselves. Is that okay with you, everybody? Ritu, is there anything you would like to say about our two guests, or shall we go straight in?
Pauline, good morning, everyone. Pauline, I think in the interest of time, I know our speakers have an outstanding background, and we are very privileged to have both of you as to share your thoughts. And I would like to give more time to the speakers. If that's okay with you, we can proceed.
Yes,
Pauline?
absolutely. Okay, so the floor is yours, Karina. Please tell us about you, your mission, your passion, and you take 15 minutes.
Thank you. I'll have my timer on because I tend to waffle on. Well, listen, I'm Karina Murray, all the way over here in Ireland, and I'm so grateful that you've given me this time and opportunity to share the vision and mission for Aunua Global. Really, this is an amazing community, and I'm really honored to be here. But basically, Aunua is an Irish play on words for anew. Going back 6 years ago, I was looking for a new me, like many women out there who struggle to find a place sometimes, especially when we're busy I was a busy mom with 2 kids. My kids were quite young, and I remember thinking about, going back out into the workplace, the daunting feeling of facing the world, and where do I start, where do I begin? And it was quite challenging. But I realized that we all need to look at ways to really kind of get our sense of self-belief. And I put together a program and thought, okay, I've been entrepreneurial all my life. I spent 9 years at home with my 2 babies. They were my whole world, and I realized, okay, I need to reinvent myself and find my way back. But I realized I didn't want to do this on my own. I was looking for a new me, and I discovered Aunua, which is, as I said, the meaning for it, a new you, or Aunua, a new me. So anyway, I put together a program, personal development program for women initially, and launched in 2017. And it was all about self-belief, finding our inner ways personal development program, really it was. But the direction did change then a few months later. when I realized that so many children are suffering. And I realized what I was capable of doing and building a team and launching such an amazing program with all of these incredible people, enrolling different speakers and people that could share a lot of inspiration and a lot of different motivational sort of, resources. And anyway, I realized then, as I said, our children are struggling, really struggling at the moment. Back then they were, and more so now. So that's when Aunua Academy was born. When one of my close friends, her little boy at 11, was struggling severely with mental health problems. And I realized as a mother, I couldn't not do something about this. So I decided I'd develop a program, and it was the ROAR program, which is an acronym for all that we're doing now at the moment. And that is the recognizing your greatness. And it's about opening up your sense of awareness, acceptance in yourself and the differences in others. And it's about reconnecting with the world. But over the last 6 years, it's been a complete evolving journey of incredible, inspiring journey to kind of see what's actually, who's out there, and all the young people that are doing incredibly innovative, inspiring work that they are doing. And I realized that, we as a generation, my generation, have made a bit of a mess of this world. And it's really our time to give these kids the platform and the opportunity to shine and really share their messages with the world. And I realized that, they are the problem solvers, they are the creative thinking young people that are going to help reimagine the world and what things could look like. So I decided, okay, I'll put together different programs and work with different young people, collaborate with lots of different networks. I've many different volunteers, many different partners. Things have evolved to something that I never imagined possible. And I realized really, what started out as a mental health program, I realized that, we really need to start looking at ways of changing the narrative and empowering young people to find their voice and giving them other opportunities to connect and really see the world in a different ways. Because I think what's happening is there's such uncertainty in the world, and so many young people are really facing the biggest challenges ever. They don't know how to process this, they don't know how to navigate. And I think that by giving them the inspirational stories and the initiatives that they could actually be part of, wouldn't it be amazing if we could actually look at ways that these young people could be the heroes of our time? Really so many people that I'm working with have got incredible ways that we can actually offer resources that are free and accessible. And I want to create an inclusive opportunity for these young people to really be able to share their creative ideas and nurture that creativity, nurture philanthropy, really kind of create a different type of curriculum, one that can be documented and duplicatable anywhere, one that empowers young people to discover their roar, discover their voice, and kind of teach them a different way and give them the opportunity to engage in projects that are meaningful. I'm working with so many young people, one in particular who's 10 years old, a little girl called Prasidi, and she's planted 100,000 trees, which is phenomenal. She's in India, and and it's extraordinary what these kids are able to do. And wouldn't it be amazing to be able to get her story out there and inspire other kids around the world and connect the Western world of children in the world who are looking so far inwardly that they're not seeing outwardly what's possible, starting a new movement, joining a tribe, being inspired by a little girl. And why can't they do it? Because what's possible in one part of the world is very possible somewhere else, and really giving them the opportunity to do that. So there's a lot of things happening. We're building the Aunua Academy within the metaverse of impact. And this is one way that we are actually, able to kind of create an inclusive world and something that's exciting, something that's new, something that's really, I know we're very unsure about the metaverse and what's, you know, what that could look like, but we really need to have something that's ethnical, something that shows a fun way to engage young people with each other, and show them ways that they can actually be part of a community that really inspires and creates opportunities, new possibilities, and reimagines the future that we all want to see. So I suppose now, you know, what I really am excited about, and one project I'm really looking forward to doing, is for years I've said I'd love to have the Aunua Youth Academy, like a life academy, and I really want to have something that's it's a live academy, something that's on the ground, perhaps here in Ireland, where we actually can create and document the whole entire series of content and curriculum, where it's going to document every step of every project and really bring them all to life, and have a group of, say, 30 young people who are actually learning about philanthropy, learning about each project, involved in the TV documentaries that we're looking to do, where we have like a whole, you know, a whole series of these kids who are actually learning skill sets of being journalists, and we want to create that opportunity for them as well to learn about how to be presenters of their own TV shows, how to be the journalist, how can we give a young person in Africa the opportunity to be a presenter or an editor, or, you know, or a podcaster or a blogger, any of these things, and really showcase the work they're doing. Create series of magazines where we can actually now engage young people in sharing their gifts and talents, whether that's any content for magazine, or collating that and creating a whole series of Aunua Heroes, where these kids are now not only creating the content, but they're learning about developing countries and how they can be the help, empower, and putting these stories in there, and following the journey of, say, an orphanage in Uganda, where we're working with this group of kids, and we're looking at providing them with, you know, a sustainable solution where they can grow food, they can have eggs, they can have, you know, they can grow their own vegetables, and they can grow their own and have their own little farm, and they can have these things, and it's empowering young people in the Western world to actually say, okay, actually I can help empower these communities here and make that difference, and follow the trail and see how they have actually helped make a difference. I think we could shift so much in the way people and young people feel about themselves, and also help them to build on their impact portfolio, which is going to carry them anywhere. If they're involved in a publication magazine and say, okay, I took part, I created an article for this magazine, or I painted a picture, and I helped raise funds for an impact initiative in some part of the world. So there's lots of exciting things that we're working on. Yeah, I think that it's really about flying these flags for change all around the world, and creating a whole inclusive community. And yeah, I know I'm waffling on a bit. There's so much to say, but yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic. And I didn't know about your organization. And Marty, thank you. Marty's been putting lots of pictures in the chat. I hope that you everybody on the screen has been watching that, because I confess that I didn't know anything about you, Karina, and this has been an absolute treasure trove, a Pandora's box of amazing, and very aligned to my vision of the next generation. I'm an old generation. I'm a baby boomer. I'm in my 70s, but my granddaughter's 13. My grandson's 16. You know, this is the generation who're going to take on the world. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to ask if there are any questions. Anybody wants to put their hand up and ask Karina a specific question? I noticed the hero stories of kids. I think that is wonderful. Heroes of our time. And also the fact you're going to create a TV show. I've got somebody to introduce you to who's doing some work in this area as well.
Amazing.
So would anybody like to ask a question? Put your hand up.
I was going to ask Confidence in Ghana, Africa, what his needs are for today's young folks in Africa.
Yes. And then Confidence, are you with us? Can you hear?
He may have some lagging. We better go on to the next question.
DJ Confidence, is it?
Let's get the question
okay?
from
Yeah.
you two.
Comes-
I have a comment first. Karina, this is
Yes.
outstanding. This shows actual power that we individual can bring in and make a full effect. And I thank you, salute you for
Oh,
what you do.
thank you.
My question for you is that there's so much is being done in silos, which is good thing that things are being done. We need to bring in ways to collectively showcase what's being done and unite these forces. Please involve us. Tell us how can we support you or what we are doing on our sides. How can we bring those forces together?
Thank you. Thank you. You know, this is exactly what thank you for that question. I really appreciate that. You know, I think it's all about collaboration. It's all about linking arms. It's all about what can we do. You know, Aunua is about, it's about creating opportunities for our young people, and it's about us as the people that gives them the opportunities to actually shine and get those messages out there. So I feel like we really need to find ways to kind of collaborate, and we all have connections, we all have different people, and we've all different ways of that we can actually, hopefully after this, maybe some things, light bulb moments might go off and you say, okay, this could work that way. But ultimately the goal would be, I really feel, funding has been my difficult thing, getting some investment and funding, and I've never been very good at going about that. I think for so long I just felt that I've been just wearing so many different hats, and really just trying to really put together a whole ecosystem and really kind of show people what we can do and the value and what we have to offer. Aunua is about everybody. It's about a new world. It's about a new you. It's about for all of us to be able to create a new world and a new opportunity, and reimagine education, because we need to be looking at reimagining education. We know the current one is not fit for purpose. It's just not serving our kids. We're not preparing our children. I'm speaking to people all the time in Pakistan and India, in different parts of Africa. And, we know that there's, really, there's just desperate situations that are happening. And we need to have a global community, and we need to really start finding ways to engage these young people and start thinking about the bigger picture and the world and how we can actually start really making that difference. We have to start giving our kids opportunities to think about the world very differently, and that means thinking about philanthropy, being young humanitarians for global change, finding ways that they can actually make that impact. And there is such simple ways, like we've at the moment there's a project called Positive Vibes, and we basically had this was about 8 months ago. I met an incredible singer-songwriter artist called Skylar Jett here before COVID. He used to sing with the Commodores. He sang with all of the big stars, Barbara Streisand. He won an Emmy for My Heart Will Go On with Celine Dion. So he was incredibly famous at the time, years ago, and he set up a charity called Music for Global Change, where he writes social conscious music. And I met him at an event here in Dublin, and I spoke to him. I said, listen, I'd love you to be an ambassador for an African project that I want to bring to life. It's about building a school in Africa out of plastic bottles, with Upcycle Africa, one of our projects, and building this whole academy in Africa and having these resources and being able to do that. So that was the idea. Now COVID hit and we didn't manage to do that, but that's still very much what I want to do. But I said, so he came on board and he said, okay, someday I'll write a song, he said, and it'll be to help raise awareness and raise funds for the work you're doing with Aunua and for Music for Global Change. So he wrote that song, and he came to me and he says, okay, I have the song Positive Vibes. It's about spreading love and kindness around the world and sending out positive vibes. And he says, I want to connect this. So chorus of Positive Vibes was sung by him, the song. It's an amazing song. I'll share it with you all. He says, but I'd like children to be singing the chorus, and I'd like to connect children from all over the world to create a song like the Happy Song by Will Ferrell. Is it, or not Will Ferrell? It's an actor. I can't think. But anyway, I managed to get a sponsor to sponsor him, and I got a recording studio here in Ireland. And I brought together a group of 12 children, and 6 of these children were really great singers, and 6 of them were suffering with a lot of mental health conditions. I wanted to really give them something that would be memorable. I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could help raise funds for kids to actually be able to learn about creative therapies, learn that their gifts and talents are equally as important, and that, you know, the academic world and the one that we're pushing them down the road and forcing them to do doesn't have to be. You know, they can actually look at ways that we can really encourage and shine a light on their gifts and talents and nurture those gifts and find ways to really help them navigate better. But these 6 children meant so much to these other 6 children, and you know, it was incredible experience. And we have the song now that was sung and recorded, and now we're connecting with kids around the world and looking to create a video and an animation series as well, where there's a little girl who my own daughter created, an animated character, Erin, when she was 11, and we brought her to life in an animation, and we're looking at engaging all these kids and really kind of finding ways through positive vibes to really have positive vibes days and activities for these kids. But I think I'm going over my time now, am I? I'm so sorry. Yeah,
I know. But what is lovely, Karina, is that the enthusiasm, and I totally applaud that. We have connections with schools in Ghana and different places. We're connected to many places, so we must bring all this together, and we can help support
amazing.
and
Yeah,
also
you get
encourage you
this.
to become a member of our club.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, absolutely. Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for listening. I appreciate it.
So I do want to make sure we have our next speaker on, but definitely there's very much education, there's entertainment, there's all sorts of connections that we can share with you. I came across somebody recently who's, I need to track back where it is, but they were talking about stories that kids in Africa were writing, and they were publishing them. So I will refine
Amazing.
that connection.
Thank you. Sounds
so
amazing.
For all of you, all the details about Karina are in the chat, and lots of links. And let us move on to our next speaker, because we're very privileged today to have 2 amazing speakers. And Ritu, I know you helped set this up, so would you like to introduce?
Sure. Thank you, Pauline. Welcome. Well, first of all, thank you, Karina. It was very pleased to hear what you are up to and what you are creating. And we will support the ways we can. And now we're up to our next guest. Again, and a very outstanding individual, Shrenik Shah. Shrenik shares some lines from a poem that I am a master of my fate and I am the captain of my soul. And I think this kind of sets the tone of how a courage and inspiration can work wonders for us. So he lost his voice, his vocal cords due to cancer in 1997, and leverage into exceptional opportunities as an audience engaging professional keynote speaker. Look at that, losing your voice cords and being a keynote speaker and a life transformer. He has 8,000 plus hours of talks, interviews, and participated in podcast recordings and motivating hundreds and thousands of lives. Shrenik Shah, welcome to the stage. I think Shrenik is sharing his presentation. Shrenik, you can continue now.
We've lost him.
Okay.
He's there. He was there. Did he drop off?
Let's wait. He will join. Give
He'll
him.
probably join back in, yeah. But this is his opening slide, Sound of Silence, and Shrenik Shah, the cancer winner, dedicated to the will to win. And yeah, I would like to just echo what Ritu was saying. Shrenik was struck down and told to sit down and stay down some 30 years ago when he lost his voice to esophageal cancer. And he's decided, no, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to sit down, and I'm not going to be put down. And so he's been speaking on stage worldwide for quite a long time. And just an amazing, amazing person. And not that difficult to understand. You may recall, many of you, Val Kilmer recently put his new movie out, and everybody was shocked to see he's talking with one of the throat microphones. Everybody was very, very upset that this happened to Val Kilmer. I wonder, as we're waiting for Shrenik to come back on, has anybody been familiar with what happened to Val Kilmer or watched his movie on Netflix?
No.
No, I haven't watched this movie, but yeah, like he struggled with throat cancer, and he's making kind of a comeback regardless of, what happened to him.
Yeah. His movie is fantastic if you get a chance, Aaron. Yeah, it's just unbelievable to watch. He documents the whole thing.
I know he did a cameo in that new Top Gun movie.
Oh yeah, he did, and he had like a scarf on, and he spoke very low with Tom Cruise, and then they ended up having him pass away. During the film, he died. So that's kind of how they. At that point, he's Admiral Kazansky. He's become an admiral, and he's the one that invited Tom Cruise to come back to the Navy.
Yeah, spoiler alert for anyone who has not seen the movie.
Yeah. So I just asked Shrenik to come back on. He said, wait 1 second. I think he's struggling with something, but he's got a network issue. He just did type over on WhatsApp. So would anybody like to comment on cancer? Has anybody out there experienced cancer within your family or friends?
Yeah, I've lost two of my uncles to cancer, and maternal uncle, and probably my maternal grandfather as well. So I am getting checked almost on a yearly basis now, because when 3% in your immediate family has cancer, so the chances are pretty high.
Exactly. My dad has had colon cancer, and so when I go, the doctor tells me, well, you're clean as a whistle, but because your dad had colon cancer, you can't go 10 years. You have to come in every 5 years. So because another family member has had it, I recommend follow what they say. Anybody else, while we're waiting for Shrenik? He said he is coming back in.
My husband had colon rectal cancer, and before I met him, and he is clear of cancer, but the consequences of various operations that didn't go right has challenged him. But he's very positive about the cancer won't come back. And in fact, his mother died of the same cancer, but he's past the age that she was when she passed. It's an interesting one because what Isyak said is we need to make sure and keep an eye, because he didn't want to go to the doctor, and he went a bit late, but he still managed to get through it. But always go and get checked.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like Shrenik is back in.
Yes, he's come back in.
Okay.
There he is. Hi.
He's connecting to audio right now. And he said, wait 1 second.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, something has really gone wrong with the network, but I believe I am now audible to you all.
Yes.
We can hear you. Thank you.
Right now, dear friends, thank you very much for this wonderful invite, and trust me, I am so more excited for giving the presentation today. Honestly speaking, I have worked for several hours to prepare this presentation, and I'm not sure if I will be able to.
Yeah, just let me know when you want to go to the next slide, Shren, and I'll make it go to the next slide.
Yeah, that's right. So now, as you can see in this slide, species civilization itself, they were even the most contradictory results contact. It is silence that isolates, and my dear friends, this is the life I am living for past 26 years, and this is the life I'm going to live for my life. Now, I have one simple question. Imagine you're to deliver a very important talk, and as you can see, more than 1,000 individuals are waiting for you to listen to you, and you are standing on a podium, and you have so much to deliver, but somehow your voice is lost. What will be frustration, what will be anger, and what will be your sheer helplessness. And that's my story as of now. But you know what? I really have no regret whatsoever, because this loss of voice made me stand out differently. I would consider this as a blessing in disguise, and that's how a 100% family man, 100% judgment turns out as a global professor speaker, and so on. Magic, next please. So, this is all about cricket. I got one milestone like this. Back in 1997, I was diagnosed with the stage 4 hemoglobin cancer, and I was given few days to live with. But fortunately, Xavier, my cancer surgeon, supported me, and he saved my life. And that's how I'm speaking in front of you all guys. Next. So see, my original niche was a businessman, marketer, and as it is said in the job order, why become whoever can speak, you can sell. And I lost my natural speaking ability forever, and that's it. But in the next slide, you would say something better than what I have done or what I was able to manage. Marty, next. So after I lost my voice, I was advised to use this device which I was speaking with, but fortunately or unfortunately, my voice was rejected, and that was so much of anger, frustration, and everything. But important is not giving up, and that's how I have continued speaking. Next. So as I said, 2 minutes back, it is less important what I have done without nature voice for since September 97. Important is how I have redefined my life to zero to date. Next. So, we have to take a call whether you want to be a water or whether you want to be a whiskey. And I have chosen to become a water. And I would like to show you something right away. Just give me a second. Can you see this glass? Usually people would say that this is not glass empty or this is not glass filled. I consider this as a glass with a full of opportunity. There is so much of opportunity that you can make everything through this empty of glass, and that's what I've been doing all this past 26 years. And this is the beauty of the life. It is not important that glass is half filled or glasses are empty. The important aspect is delivering the best, making the best out of the opportunities, and that's how I've been adding relentless momentum in my life despite the loss of natural voice. Next. So, my dear friends, where as you can see this, when adversity comes, you're not allowed to scream, you're not allowed to give up, but you must not never ever give up. And that's what I've been doing with this voice. Next. So, now I'm going to share the secret, like how I made it. And once again, I must tell you, it is not important what I have done. Important is how I have managed to do this. And so, you can see this bridge. I got this as a George Washington bridge. And this bridge is made on the pillars of acceptance, courage, confidence, and troubleshooting. And you know what? I am building such bridges between art and God in the lives of countless people all over the world through this voice. And once again, I must admit that this is not a disaster. This is purely, sheerly blessing in disguise. Let's margin this. And you know what? This is the flexibility helped me to manage to get out of all adversities and making the best despite the loss of my natural voice. Next, please. But this is another formula which I have been following, and I would like to share one simple example. You must be familiar with the subway where like they sell so many things, in the between sandwich. So just like that, I have planted what was patience, perseverance, and could have this like a subway delight with a commitment, and that's made me to deliver the best to my best abilities. Thank you. Next one. And well, in next slides you will see what I have been able to manage. But these are the stuffs which have supported me: confidence, courage, connection, communication, conversation, commitment, and calmness I mean, irrespective of any adverse situation, I never lost control, and I tried my best to make something better than what was yesterday. Next. Yes, now this is very important, you know. I mean, your guys are wonderful people, and your experience across various verticals and platforms. So you know what this means, what the meaning of dating. So what I am doing, and what, I mean, of course, I am not here to teach you anything, but you know, dating self. The meaning of dating self means, you know, loving yourself unconditionally. And when you start loving yourself unconditionally, you can make the best, because you know there is no expectation on your side. You just keep on giving, giving, and giving. It's all about purpose, passion, perseverance, and commitment. Also, that is the same formula in dating. So once you are into dating, you can make the best. Of course, you need to have patience. I mean, things cannot happen overnight, but that is the way how I'm living, and I am enjoying living my life to the best. Next. Now, this is a very important shot, I mean, I think this is known as a helicopter shot by Amazonic. So, you know, once you acquire all these skills, which I have explained in last few minutes, you know, you can hit the mountain, you can hit the adversity in the form of a mountain for Martin 6, and that's the basic success. That is the basic key to the success. Next. Now, you know, I have children, usually you might have got some idea. So making things possible out of impossible, that is the way you can make things happen. And let's say my clip got more than 10,000 views. Next. And so I've been speaking for last 10 minutes, I suppose. So this is trading life even after cancer, and there is absolutely no complaint whatsoever. Next. Next. You know, you can read this light. You know, I mean, one has to live the one day with a voice. 2 days I have been living this. This is my 9504 today with this Clarion voice and sound, and that is the beauty given to me by the Almighty, and that is no regret whatsoever. I'm forever grateful to the Almighty. Next. Okay, next like this. Friends, let me admit honestly that without the flawless support from the family, from the spouse, it is really impossible to make the best. And you know, I just would like you to go through quickly with the analytics, like you know what I have been able to manage so far, and that's it. So I had a privilege to address 2,500 attendees in US with this Clarion voice. Next. I believe I would like you to, I'm not going to speak much about analytics. You can see it by yourself. Now, this is IIM, India's #1 business school, and that's where I was invited to deliver a talk. And it's all about the power of self and the limitlessness of human spirit, despite the loss of natural speaking ability. That means without voice, you can make things happen. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you have a voice, you can make miracles. I am absolutely nowhere in such situation. So this is the beauty of the life. Next. So one formula which I have adapted for so many years is I will do it. That means you're not allowed to wait if you want to succeed in your life. And this is one of my presentation in UK. Next slide, please. Now, friends, imagine a person who lost the voice, natural voice, is featured on iconic Times Square on 23rd July throughout the day, every hour. Say it's all about indulgence, it's all about commitment, it's all about passion, and that can drag you anywhere you want, whether you have ability or disability. Next. I am having honor of getting this Guinness World Record certificate. Well, I don't want to speak too much about my accolades. It's just to give you an idea, like what can be made possible. Next. This is very all about me about. This was given to me after giving 40 minutes kickstart presentation in US, and I had a privilege to address more than 2,500 global attendees. Thanks. Here again, this is from USA once again. I got the award out of 21,000 global nominations. Thanks. As Rito said in the beginning, so this is God's grace, and I am fortunate to live in this life despite speaking this community. Next. Friends, I would like to read this testimonial. This is from my cancer surgeon, and I request you to just spare a little time and read it out. Marty, next please.
Okay, next one.
So friends, I am fortunate to live 27th year of my life, and this is what I am talking all over the world about image building beyond boundaries, and let you shine your personal and professional career. Next. So I mean, this is the topic I always enjoy talking about for making people to become unstoppable. Next. And as I mentioned earlier, it's all about the limitness of human spirit, despite the loss of natural voice for past 26 years. Next. Well, this is my biography. So can like after cancer also is that anyway you can give it fullest. So yes, when if you like you can order it online. Next. Dear friends, I'm making delectable coffee. Be my guest sometime here in India and be my guest. It will be a pleasure and privilege to receive you here in Andaman. Thanks.
Here we go.
Well, this is a little introduction about me with the QR code. And I am done now. Thank you so very much, Marty and Dr. Paulin. I believe I took a bit more time than what I was allocated, but you know, the network issue created some issue. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're an amazing man, and we appreciate your courage and your tenacity, and to keep on going. And that's amazing. Have we got any questions for this beautiful man? Anybody want to ask a question or make a comment, please?
Yeah, I was going to ask Shrenik, what would you say to a person who's going in for cancer treatments and is being told the next 6 months to 2 years is going to be therapies and hair loss and the torn open destruction of their mind and life? And the person is saying, you know, my time on earth has ended and I'm done. What would you say to that, Shrenik?
First of all, never ever browse any platform for your treatment or treatment protocols. Simply follow your oncologist, your specialist, because you know the details provided are like an encyclopedia and it varies from person to person. And if you're not a doctor and if you try to become a doctor, that means you are making a mess out of your life. So better follow your specialist oncologist and remain religiously stick to the treatment all over time and again till you are cured, because you know you cannot be a doctor if you're not qualified as a doctor. So follow the treatment protocols as advised.
Thank you so much. It's very important. We are all going to get cancer. They have said that, whether it's through drinking scotch or something else, the human body eventually gets cancer no matter what, whether it's the age of 110 or 118. It's a fact of medical life. So unfortunately, some of us have it occur as early as 6 years old, and things like that is just terrible at the children's hospitals. Anybody else, Pauline?
Patty.
Looks like Patty.
Patty would like to ask a question.
I have a question. Who mentors you or inspires you from a distance or close by? Could you answer that?
Wonderful question, Betty. You know what? You will be surprised, but you know, my mentor is my experiences and my mentor is adversity, because out of each and every adversity I learn something different. And what I am doing is, like, I am not thinking that why this has happened. I am just thinking how best I can troubleshoot the adversity. So this is the best thing I can answer, because experiences and adversities are your best mentor ever. And trust me, you don't need registration, you don't need to pay fees. You can simply rely upon your past situation, and then on your own you can try to find out the solution. So I believe these are the best mentors so far for me.
Thank you. And thank you, Paddy, for that question. We have come to time in our meeting and we want to honor the time. I want to say a huge thank you to Karina and to Shrenik Shah for inspiring us today and making us think differently. For me, that's my passion, is to understand what we have naturally to give to the world and what we can do together and how we can create authentic harmony in the world and lift the world. I was recently writing about the Titanic. I think the Titanic gave us a big lesson in not doing things the same way again. We don't want to build another Titanic. We want to build a world which is abundant and embraces everybody, whatever we have, whether we have cancer or disability or a great idea that needs supporting. That's what we're all about. And I really appreciate all of you. We've got some lovely visitors here today. Dr. Thelma's come in from Ghana. And Shrenik, you want to say something?
Yeah, Dr. Morgan, I would like to share a very simple note for all listeners. When you are at a key position, be it a president, be it CHRO, HR, whoever you are, but do not reject or do not sabotage someone's career simply because of your position. And when you are sabotaging or rejecting someone's request, a candidate's request, think twice that where you were in your career when you started. And then, because for example, in ISRO, if they rejected the applications from too many scientists, we would have never landed Chandrayaan. So use your position in the best interest of the humanity and let them touch the horizon. You cannot define someone's performance simply by watching or reading someone's profile in a minute and throw it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Karina and Shrenik, thank you. Karina, we hope that you will join us. We hope those of you who are not members of our club yet will think about becoming members. And I want to say thank you to those of you who are. I just want to make a notice for our next meeting, which is on the 4th Tuesday, which is the 26th of September, is a private meeting, and we have the opportunity for 3 members to tell us about their passion project. Karina Marino is going to be one of those, and to share with us what is happening in Chile, which for women, which is extremely challenging, as many of you may know. But if not, we need to pay attention to some of these countries where women are marginalized even more than in our own countries. And Ritu is also going to present you're there, I hope, Ritu, present your passion project. And we need one more. So maybe there's a male member who would like to step up to the plate. This is not just for women. Passion is for men.
Aaron sure would be good. He's got some neat projects going on, including a fundraising dinner.
Who is this?
Aaron.
Yeah, that would be me. I wouldn't say it's a passion project, but I recently did a tour of the site that's restoring the original Air Force One.
Oh,
It's a
yes.
nonprofit, but they're a new nonprofit, so they
Okay.
don't. You know, if you
Aaron.
as far as fundraising goes, if you're a new nonprofit, if you can't really show that you've raised any funds, the people will close their checkbook. So I was thinking, a way to partner with Rotary as far as making an educational project where,
Yes.
we could fund students, international students that are interested in aerospace, maybe like
Yes.
high school seniors or college freshmen, and
Okay.
pay for them to
Aaron.
come to the site and intern with, some
Aaron,
aerospace engineers
I
that are
want you to,
restoring
I would
airplanes.
love, Aaron, I would love you to come and tell us that on the next meeting.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
next meeting is for members only, so
yes, so
you'll have the floor.
yeah, so
Okay.
we would like, then we can share that. So if we have Ritu and Aaron and Carolina will be our next three speakers on the next meeting. So this is what we do. We want to really harness the what we're doing within the club, what the members are doing, what they're passionate about. So how we can really get to, and also as a chance to really get to know you and get to share with the rest of them. So with that, we're going to close our meeting. And I just want to say to you all that when we do things with love and not fear, then the world will become a better place. And so as long as we remember that, never to put anybody down and never put yourself down, because a lot of people do. And in a world where mental health and burnout are the number one issues of the world, we want to make sure that we as a club are loving and sharing kindness, trust, respect. I'm running a world wisdom circle tomorrow morning with my own work. All of you are welcome to come. I'll post the link up on the WhatsApp. And there we're looking at how do we give thanksgiving and trust to each other as men and women. So if you want to join me, I would be delighted to see you. If not, I want to thank again our speakers, Karina and Shrenik Shah, and all of you, and Marty in particular for putting all the slides and all the pictures up on the side.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
So make sure that you save the chat and then you can see what's been there before. So appreciate all of you. And with that, we will see you on WhatsApp and next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful to meet you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Karina.
Thank you,
Bye.
Pauline. Thanks, Marcy. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Confidence. Thank you, Ritu. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, Dr. Thelma. Thank you, Doris. Thank you. Thank you, Shankar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Shankar, we need to catch up soon.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to a WhatsApp from you, and I will coordinate.
Yes, I'll get the diary together. Thank you, all of you in different, but thank you, Ritu.
Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you, Confidence. Thank you, Dr. Thelma.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.